What if I told you that you don't really know anything about yourself? Yes, you think, this is who I am. I have a personality, habits, strengths, weaknesses. But the moment you say it, it's already outdated. In the next second, you're a different person because you're not a statue. You're a process. You're constantly changing, becoming someone else every second. Here's the crucial question. Are you improving yourself or destroying yourself? And destruction isn't only about bad habits. In fact, the most dangerous thing is stagnation. When day after day, you pick comfort and tell yourself, why risk anything? Let it stay as it is, at least it's stable. But behind this stable, there's always a refusal of your dream, a refusal to live your own life and realize your potential to the maximum. Everything is at stake. Your life, bright and full of meaning. And you're ready to trade it for a slice of bread with butter. Don't sacrifice who you could become for who you are right now. Right now, you're truly at a crossroads. Either you bury your talent and your goals, or you burn everything that slows you down and become a productivity monster. The kind who wakes up in the morning with a desire to live their own life and moves toward their goals like a tank, not under a whip, but on energy and drive. And to really break out of this trap, today we'll go through 3 main accelerators and then 3 main brakes on your path. The third brake is the strangest and most paradoxical. I think you don't even suspect it. And it's very important. One without the other won't work. So watch till the end. Let's go. Now friends, take a look at this. Be honest. Does it hurt you to look at it too? Imagine these cars pushing 200 km/h, taking corners, giving you adrenaline and goosebumps. And in reality, they're rotting in a garage covered in dust. They have power, they have potential, but they're idling, buried. Does that remind you of anything? Many people live exactly like that. Instead of developing, stepping on the gas, and growing their ideas, they simply stand still all the time. The most frustrating part is they themselves put on the handbrake. As I see it, the only way out is to make it a rule. Don't betray or sell your dream for illusory stability and comfort. For example, if you face a choice, leave everything as is, or take a step forward, hit the gas. Always. Of course, hitting the gas doesn't mean smashing headlong into the first wall you see. I'm not talking about quitting tomorrow, burning every bridge, and jumping into the unknown, blah blah blah. That kind of pressure on yourself is simply unnecessary. It brings nothing but extra anxiety and, in the end, failure. A far better path is steady movement forward with a clear plan, a clear strategy, an understanding of your first steps, and a financial safety net. That's what turns your dream into reality. In my view, this is accelerator number 1. Have a clear plan and follow it instead of making impulsive, emotion-driven decisions. A few vivid examples. Take Jeff Bezos, one of the richest people on the planet. When he founded Amazon, he didn't slam the door and quit on day 1. He kept his job, developed a plan in parallel, and only left when his first steps were clear and the sources of funding were understood. Another example, the famous founder of Nike. He worked as an accountant. In his free time, he sold Japanese sneakers out of the trunk of his car. He didn't quit his job until that business became at least somewhat stable. The point, your job isn't your enemy. It's a source of funding. You don't have to get rid of it. It's a springboard, fuel for launch. But it's crucial not to turn your job from a springboard into a cage and sit there for years only for a steady paycheck in conditions that don't match your dream. Now many will say, thanks, cool advice, but I already grind so hard I've got no energy left, and you're basically proposing another job. I can't handle that. I get the concern, but I think there's a key question hiding here. What besides work actually eats your time? Where does it go without you even noticing? What could you give up to free up energy for yourself? Just think for a second. I don't even have to hint, you already know. Right now, the very thing that steals your hours and keeps you in place has popped into your head. And that, in my opinion, is accelerator number 2. Remove the excess from your life. Start with what just came to mind. You'll feel movement immediately, then something else, and something else again. Like a hot air balloon that climbs by, dropping ballast, you'll become freer, lighter, stronger. Here's an important point. Many will think about tasks to delegate or people who shouldn't be so close. Yes, but there's even heavier ballast, old grudges, worries, unresolved issues and unresolved situations, all the places where you still haven't put a period and keep carrying them in your head. You may feel you got rid of it, but in fact, you carry it deep inside. It hasn't disappeared. It sits there and jumps out at every opportunity in meltdowns, sharp words, needless doubts. That's weight 2, often the heaviest, and sooner or later, you'll have to sort it out anyway. The most important thing is not to think, okay, I'll go to a therapist now, take a course, close all my gestalts, and then everything will be solved, then I'll start. No, it won't. Remember, iron becomes steel only in fire. Start walking, and the road itself will light up what else you must face. Don't wait for the moment when you're perfectly ready. It doesn't exist. You've heard this line 1,000 times because it's true. So hit the gas right now. Another key moment. Even when you're charged up, there can still be that inner fog. Where to start? Where to go? What first step to take? That fog rarely lifts by itself. Usually you need people around who are moving forward, from whom you can charge up and with whom you can solve problems. This helped me especially, the environment. It became the boost that pulled me further. Yes, as you might guess, accelerator number 3 is a strong environment, but many misunderstand this. They take out loans for insanely expensive business courses just to get into a successful crowd. Best case, you end up among the same newbies who came for connections and try to grow together. Worst case, you burn money and simply don't fit because you haven't yet grown to the level of thinking, tasks, processes, and so on. That's not arrogance. That's an objective picture. So if you want a strong circle, here's a simple working tip. Watch people around you like a hawk. Look for who's doing something great. Say it out loud. Praise the person for something concrete. It's not easy. You have to step over your ego and admit your competitor did something better than you. Don't nitpick. Don't trash as usual. Come from the other side. A competitor may be weaker, younger, seem silly, but they're better than you at something. Admit it. That's the first step to building a strong environment. Flip the switch from schadenfreude to support, and you'll create a field where everyone presses the gas together, supporting one another. So, we've covered the 3 accelerators. Now let's talk about the 3 brakes on your path. Brake number 1, the weight of past mistakes. You've tried a lot. Maybe you put money into ads and only your mom subscribed. Maybe you found a partner and they fizzled out after a month, leaving you with nothing. Or you took on a project, got burned so badly that now you're afraid to approach anything new. As a result, many simply drop their hands. But there's something everyone who starts anything new runs into. It's called the hero's journey. Not a movie invention, but a framework described by psychologists and verified by thousands of real lives. Right near the beginning, there's a point called refusal of the call. How does it work in life? You decide to take the first step, and everything immediately goes crooked. A little test. Think of it as from the universe if you want. The question is simple. So, hero, are you serious? Or are you just here to be entertained for a bit? We've all had this. You plan to run tomorrow. You wake up to a downpour. You decide to start saving. Bam! The car breaks down the next day. That's refusal of the call in action. At that moment, you face the main choice. Either you say, it didn't work so it wasn't meant to be, or you try again, even though it wasn't perfect the first time, because there will be many more trials on the road. There will be mentors, allies, victories, treasures, but only for those who didn't give up after the first failures. So if everything goes crooked at the beginning, it's not a sign to quit. It's just a test. Break number 2, the mid-journey urge to quit and go back. This usually comes from the craving for safety, the wish for a guarantee. Everything will be okay. There will never be guarantees. There's always risk, anywhere, anytime, in any activity. The best thing you can do is stop demanding safety from life and become a person who handles things. Move forward not because everything is calculated and insured, but because you have a spine inside. Break number 3, the fear that it will work. Yes, it sounds strange. We think we fear failure most, but many are scared of success, of becoming big, influential, truly visible. So people march toward a goal and then throw it all away in one motion, just so it won't work, because power is responsibility. The strong are visible. They can be held to account. The weak can hide and mumble, "Sorry, didn't work out." The strong don't have that luxury. This is the powerful, paradoxical break. A person holds themselves back from growth because they're afraid to face their own power and carry responsibility proportionate to it. Notice that inner emergency brake and turn it off. Meet your power with power. Let's sum up. There are different ways to live. You can choose stability and comfort, that garage from the beginning. You've got a job, a roof, people around you. Everything seems fine, but inside, there's still that itch. I could do more. It won't go away. It'll only grow because time passes. Or you can choose the hero's path. Not the easiest or most comfortable, but the real one. There will be mistakes, failures, unexpected blows, and allies, rewards, and the taste of true victory. The sweetest feeling. I fulfilled myself in this life, and I don't regret the days I lived. In the end, the choice is always the same. Keep the handbrake on, or get out on the big road. Stay in the garage under a layer of dust, or hit the gas and see what your engine can really do. No one will make this choice for you. Not parents, partners, or friends. Only you. So ask yourself right now, do I want to stay who I am, or become the best version of myself? Everything depends on your answer. Make yourself a new promise in the comments. I'll be glad to see that this affected you somehow. See you next time. Bye.